Righto, welcome to the PMWI, obviously invitational scrims out hosted by Esports Mania. Obviously, 7 Directions managing this one as well, so big kudos to those guys. But we are about to get game number 1 underway in a few minutes' time, but we will have a quick look at the teams beforehand. So obviously, let's check out who we are going to have coming in today. Right, so it looks like we're going to have BIGETRON, of course, and they'll be in that third spot. I'm not sure if they're going to make game 1. I think they might be in the second game. We're going to have DS Gaming. We've got Zeus. I think that's the same deal. I think they'll be in the second game. We've also got DRS, Reject, A1 Esports, Team UHIGH, STALWART, BLACKLIST International, Orange Play, Genesis Dogma, GIDS, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, ASTRA Academy, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, and ZX Illuminates and Team Miracle. But in saying that, my apologies, I actually forgot to introduce GanKsy. So GanKsy, welcome in. What are you hoping to see today?
I think I'm looking a little blurry. I'm hoping to see the ASTRA Academy.
It's going to be great to see those guys. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to cast those guys for a while, but I have casted those guys a fair few times, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. We're not far off getting game number 1 underway, of course, but we are going to be starting off on Erangel, which is going to be the first match, and then we're going to be heading to Sanhok for game 2, and then obviously Miramar for game 3. Saying that, today I forgot my hat. I'll have to get it going again in a minute, but looks like we will be jumping over and checking out what this flight path is going to be right now, so let's check it out. So game 1, looks like we are going to be going from Georgia Pole down to Novo for game 1. So it's going to be a nice, easy drop for a lot of teams, I feel, on this one, being so split around the map. But does look like we're going to see a DS jumping early on. And actually, it looks like they're going to start heading up towards Zaki GanKsy. Right, so obviously we've got SG. They are dropping out towards shooting range, and BLACKLIST International is actually heading in that direction with them as well. So I do expect to see a bit of action early on over there. Obviously, Geek Fam, they're dropping it.
Quite a few teams heading to Pachinki as well.
There is a hell of a lot of teams heading in that general direction. But so Geek Fam, YGL, looks like they are set to go head to head. And right, so SG, they're going to do a bit of a drop around the Gatka area, a bit of a split. Obviously, all 4 players fairly separated. It looks like YGA Tamio obviously getting the first knock of the game. It's obviously down at South George. So it's Team 20, I believe, is Team Miracle going off my team list. There's going to be there, but right, so we're going to have Unite. Obviously, dropping at Pachinki. I do believe they have a little bit of action happening there. We've got, who we got? Team UHIGH, I believe it is. It's going to be there for the time being. We'll be going head to head as we get stuck in to the start of game number 1. Just see if we can get some game audio up. Looks like we might have a couple issues, but we'll get that going up for you guys in a second. But BLACKLIST International, obviously, Aliens has been lost early on as well. So a lot of early fights as this zone, as you can see, has gone down to the southeast. So a lot of teams are definitely going to have to make some large rotations, GanKsy. Right, so inside that, right, let's get stuck in it. So we've got Tamat, that will be getting that revive on to Peace, as obviously Team 9, Team UHIGH are looking to converge. We've got Darkboy about to push on up, but Tamat now just trying to hold Bay back for the time being, but Peace unfortunately is going to get dropped. Tamat now goes down as well, as that's going to be a Team 9, Team UHIGH. Grab themselves a few more kills there. How many kills are we up to with these guys? Looks like they haven't, well, obviously Unite haven't managed to get a re-knock back onto these guys. So at the moment they are in struggle town, but we do have the DBS in hand from old buddy from Unite. And we've seen him frag out before fairly highly. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can hold these guys back again. Oh, no, Jays with the drop shot does eliminate Unite, I believe. Yeah, they've got 4 kills so far. They are looking very, very good. But so as we head back up on towards South Georgie, obviously Geek fam. Now, actually going at it with Team 17, and that, of course, is going to be YANGON GALACTICOS. So I haven't had a chance to see these guys before, so I'm keen to see how well they can hold back Geek Fan Miracle now. Looking to push up the stairs, looking to finish off Galacticos. Can he get it done? No, Miracle, he's going to be eliminated. And that's Geek Fam, I believe, eliminated in what, 16th position, as we've got 55 left alive, 15 teams remaining. So it does look like we're going to see Galaxy Racer. Obviously, now going at it, we've got Orange Play that's going to be in front. But, oh, Sinister, he does get caught out, unfortunately, and does get dropped. Will Galaxy Racer be able to hold this one back? Who we've got left up? We do have 3 still left up, but 2 fairly split. Unfortunately, Roxy's going to get caught out as well. Does get taken straight down. Galaxy Racer onto a really tough start for this one. But they have managed to push on back. Will they be able to get that revive onto Rox? It's going to be a pretty tough call. I'd say the confirm will come out in just a moment. But Jordan now goes down as well. It is all up to Ronak. Last man standing now. And Orange Play are really looking to push in. But Ronak finds Sun, and will go down. So the revive may come out if Orange can't push in on this one. So Orange looking to get a bit of a reset now, as Astrox does get the revive on a Sky and in. We've got nades coming out, but Ronak, obviously, decided to change up the angles, which is good to see. He might be able to get a really nasty off angle. Astrox gets caught. Sky and in, now last one is standing for Orange. So Jordan, oh, beautiful nade coming in from Jordan. Sky and in eliminated. That's Orange Play, taken out in 15th position. So obviously, Galaxy Racer, they're going to be down to 3. They are going to manage to get that revive onto their 3rd, but Blacklist International. Surprisingly, you don't see too many teams dropping up towards Zaki, obviously, being sort of so far out, but a couple of teams dropping up there this time. But will the Lone Ranger Blacklist get caught out up there as we jump on over to A1 Esports and see what's happening here? It does look like they've got a little bit of company, and the Dirty Dozen here. Sarah pushing up on that ridgeline spot to 1, but Will Dante managed to spot out Sarah. So it looks like Sarah's actually on a little bit of a hunt for the time being. So we've got 14 teams left alive, 50 players left alive as well. Looks like we've got 8 that obviously dropped down to Millie Base. They're going to have a fairly easy rotation. Astra Academy did go down to Novo. So both those teams, we won't see a lot of action out of in the early stages of this map. But obviously, Reject on the move as well. So fairly focused around the centre of Milda. This next zone is going to be, but it looks like we got a little bit of drive-by action happening at the moment as Blacklist International to roll up on to Team 16. That's going to be SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. But Jersey does fly back. Tyra, unfortunately, does go down there. They will be able to get the revive. So we've got Mithy just kicking around on the outskirts at the moment. Will they go in for the push? So going to come in on that rear side, which is going to be extremely beneficial here. They're going to just try and steamroll Blacklist International. Alas, almost gets caught, but Tyra will go down. Alas, now down to 1 tap. Does look like Blacklist International in a lot of trouble now. So Selmithi looking to push around. Alas, gets caught, and unfortunately will go down. It's just Clue now left up for Blacklist International. Obviously, as you can see, a long way away. So not able to provide some support there after dropping away from the other team. And he's definitely going to have one of the largest rotations into this next zone. So the teams, I think we're going to see a lot of teams now starting to immobilize, as you really need to, as phase 1 will be starting to close, or is starting to close now. And surprising how many teams are not inside this zone. I guess when you looked at the flight path, a lot of teams jumping early. It's not that surprising that there's or the teams are going to be fairly late coming in. But Milta, obviously that's going to be the stronghold for centre zone. Will we see anyone sort of push really deep in there and try and get in there in the early stages? So we do have Sarah from Rejects actually pulling up near that Eastern Bridge for the time being. ASTRA Academy, they have already migrated north out from Novo, so there's a potential opportunity that we might see an engagement there. We might see those two teams run into each other. But Genesis Dogma, GIDS, I haven't seen these guys before. Oh, sorry, no, well, that's not who we're on at the moment. My apologies, I was just looking at the wrong team list. Righto. So this is actually Genesis Dogma. Righto. So obviously we've got Sneasel here at the moment. That was obviously taking a few pot shots and now just trying to get a angle as they do move through the hills to the south of Pachiki. Righto. So we've got, obviously, Reject. Losing one at the moment is ASTRA Academy now really start to come into play. It's only a 3-man squad for this one. So we've got Action, we've got Pika, and we do have Scry as they look to see if they can get the other confirm on it to Sarah. And Sarah, unfortunately, does get eliminated. So Rejects do lose one. If ASTRA can sort of control this Eastern Bridge area, they should be able to farm up a lot of kills and obviously have a great location to be able to rotate out from. Off with the slight chance of that zone going down south. Very, very slight chance that it might go back to Millie Island, but I doubt it's going to happen. I'd say it's a 90% chance, obviously, that he's going to go down north. So Star, obviously now trying to spot out SKYLIGHTZ Gaming in the distance. Will they be able to get shots on? Will they be able to get shots on? That's the real question here. So obviously, looking to get some shots on, but just not happening as yet. But that bridge, as you can see, that Eastern Bridge is looking like it is going to be an absolute hotbed as a lot of teams now look to control that area. So we've got Jewello just coming out on the other beach side at the moment, trying to push up closer towards the bridge, trying to get into a better position, but he does have Team 18. That's going to be Illuminate directly in front. Big nades coming in, though, and Jewello forced the fleet back. He goes down to 1 HP, and we'll be able to get a bit of a heal on as we do have A1. Now, starting to come in from the west, around the shark fin area at the moment. It does look like Action from ASTRA Academy now spotting out Jewello. Jewello, unfortunately, is extremely pinched here. But we do have some suppressing fire that's coming over the top from I8. That might be enough to hold Action back for the time being, but I'm sure Action's definitely going to be looking to keep on getting some shots in. So we do have some nice smokes coming out from Jewello from Reject. That's obviously giving him some cover for the time being. But he is definitely stuck between a rock and a hard place. So Pika from ASTRA Academy, obviously now looking to put the pressure back on to I8. So I8 reviews now looking to push on up, but he's going to be using that will go down. Action now does get spotted. Will the shots come out? Can they hold ASTRA back here? Because I'd say they'll look to get fairly aggressive here, knowing how ASTRA generally play. In this early stages, they'll probably look to push if they can manage to get the another knockout. But it looks like Action. Oh no, it was actually going to be Jewello. I believe that was just eliminated. That's going to mean Rejects possibly down to 2 players here. So Zone, it obviously pushes a little bit back on the western side, but it's not really a major hardship for most of these teams. We've got a couple of teams that are actually grouping up around the shelter sort of high ground area at the moment. We might see some action there later on, obviously with DS Gaming up in that general vicinity. The Rev is going to get spotted out by Pika with the DP. Does manage to take him down. Right. So will we see a push on that? That's the real question here. See a real question. Righto. So obviously we've got a couple of sound issues at the moment. We're working on it to get the other game sound in, so we'll get that going for you guys definitely before game 2. Hopefully we'll have it going by the end of the match anyway. But yeah, obviously ASTRA Academy still just holding that bridge area at the moment, still just engaging with I8. Cool. So Z8 or ZE, they'll be looking to fight back now. Obviously, I8 reviews. He's back up on his feet. He's boosted up. He'll be getting himself back up to 100% in no time. But they're going to go in for a big push. They do sense that one of the ASTRA Academy players is isolated. Pika, is he going to be able to hold him back? Obviously, he got one on the 3-stacker up to the north. But Pika does look to get to that high ground, so they can't push easily as the rest of ASTRA Academy now look to push on up to provide some support. Pika now managing to pull on back, and he's got plenty of cover for the time being. So I8, if they really do push hard here, they could be in a lot of trouble. It's great positioning coming out from ASTRA Academy. And it looks like Pika, he is actually going to try and flee it back just for the other time being, mix up his angle. But Pika, he does manage to get a beautiful molly onto Johnny. Johnny will go down. We've got Rage Knight, and we've got Uzum that is left up for the time being. Will not be able to hold these guys back. Pika, he's been tagged up extremely heavily here, but he does manage to get the heal off, actually. Does manage to get the heal off. Reviews, unfortunately, does get eliminated. It's all up to Knight now. Last man standing for I8. Scry, if he pushes on up, might be able to get a nice little angle. Just Pika and Scry look to split, but Rage Knight, he gets caught out. It's going to be from above. Action. Eliminating I8. They will go out in 14th position as we look to see where phase 3 of the match does go. It'll be shown itself in just a few moments, but it does look like we've got SKYLIGHTZ. They're going up against Genesis DOGMA. For the time being, it's actually out in the open as well. So we've got, I believe it's Chari that's out in front. That's currently down. Unfortunately, that does get confirmed. So SKYLIGHTZ, bit of a rough old start here. So as the zone obviously hard shifts over to the western side. That's sort of going to give advantage to DRS. They've got the high ridgeline above farm area. Obviously, we've got a bit of Potato Hill in for the time being. No one actually pushing on up there, surprisingly enough. I'd say a team will try and rotate there in just a few moments. Obviously, that's a great point to sort of pivot out of. Right, so action. Looks like they are now starting to roll out, and they'll be looking to get themselves into zone. But Jax from A1 now looking to hold back, obviously, ASTRA Academy as they do pull into the compound just to the south for the moment. Action now gets spotted by Dante. He looks to get shots on, but unfortunately, Action won't be tagged just yet. So Dante looks to pull on back, but it does look like DS, they're going to leave it fairly late to come in zone as shots are being fired on that northern side. We can see they're trying to make their way in right on that northeast, but it's going to be... who else we got there? Oh, insane action, unfortunately, he did get taken down, and Jax now just looking to hold it down with his Mosin the guard, looking to spot ASTRA Academy in phase 3 of game number 1 of the Pmwi Scrims. Righto. Let's get stuck into this. So DRS, they've got it easy at the moment. They've got that nice spot to push on out. But as DS do manage to get a knock, obviously we've got the last... Oh, sorry, it's not the last man standing. GALACTICOS races, they still do have 3 players left up there. Obviously chill around the farm area for the moment. I don't expect to see a lot of action. But we are going to be heading up north now as DS do manage to get the elimination on to Boy. So it's going to be Team 22, who we've got here? My apologies, I don't actually know the team name that's in for this one, but obviously we've just got Puka, the last player standing now out to the northern side, so in a fairly vulnerable position. And if they do decide to rotate a little bit further east, they might run into the other solo that's left up at the moment. That's going to be clear from a Blacklist International, but ASTRA still engaging at the moment. ASTRA gets taken down yet again. So I feel like action's been dropped a few times in game one, but that's probably because they're looking to get aggressive. But A1, they're getting ready to move as zone does show itself. It's going to be heading up to the other north, so it's going to be north side of farm. We're going to have a little bit of the crossroads sort of area inside zone as well. That's just out to the west of shelter. But DRS still looking good position-wise. Will they continue to sort of have players spread out along that ridgeline? No, I think now's probably the time that they do need to really group up. So A1, now obviously looking to roll on up. Who we've got directly in front? That's going to be GALACTICOS Race, I do believe. Dante does manage to avoid getting knocked out of his vehicle there. Where are they going to pull up though? I'd say they're going to pull up somewhere on this eastern side of zone. They'll be able to hold it down, and they'll be able to push on over that ridge if they do need to, or they've obviously got the opportunity to push north or south as needed as well. So it's not a bad spot, but it does look like Dante unfortunately does get caught out by a Mark 14 from DS, and unfortunately he's going to be eliminated there early on as well. But so big shots coming in from DS's. A1 now look to just change up their location. We can see them on the map. We just can't see them with this emulator. My apologies if this is a little bit rough. Obviously the emulator's a little bit got a few issues at the moment, but it's obviously a PUBG issue as such. So we're not able to see everyone right in the distance, but it is all good. But it looks like we are going to have a team 16. That's SKYLIGHTZ Gaming pushing on to A1. A1, I believe, possibly just eliminated. ASTRA Academy now looking to push in towards the center zone. Looks like they might nearly run into DRS, but DRS obviously contending with Galaxy Racer on that southern side of zone. It looks like Heaven, unfortunately, is going to go down to play zone. So from SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, I believe. Not 100% sure. So that's actually way out to the western side. We've got Just Do It. That's still the last one standing there. But Rocks is going to go down with Jordan. Ooh, and saying that, it does look like Galaxy Racer in a lot of trouble. Big Nate's coming out from Jordan's. Mafia Ninja gets tagged up extremely heavily. Jordan goes for a blind spray through the smoke. Isn't able to find him. And we'll push back into the Harry Potter Tower for the time being. And look to get a bit of a boost on. Getting himself with plenty of energy ready to take on the final stages match. As it does continue to, or hard shifts back the other way. It's now back on the eastern side of zone. So it looks like we've got, obviously, YANGON GALACTICOS that are looking pretty good as well at the moment, with the only real compound inside of zone. It's out to the northern side, but Jordan, big nades coming out. Mafia Ninja does go down as he looks to get yet another drink into him. But obviously, Genesis Dogma now looking to push up onto more players, obviously, of DRS. So DRS being so split, I just don't know how well that's sort of paying off for these guys at the moment. AJ and well, no, it's just AJ now left alive. Unfortunately, Nima has been confirmed. So AJ just laying in waiting for the time being. ASTRA, they're in a great position to try and gatekeep a lot of teams as they come in from that southwestern side. So Dark Boy now looking to push on up, and that's going to be into Genesis Dogma. So Team UHIGH actually starting to make a move on up. Let's see if they can push over the top of Genesis Dogma, because that's going to be a tough push. As you can see, you've got ASTRA Academy laying in the wings there, waiting for all these teams to push on over. But I think Genesis Dogma are actually looking to send a scout to try and rotate in around from the northern side, way out on the backside at the moment. So it's only a 3-man strong on that front line as this next blue zone does start to close. We're 23 minutes into the match. We've got 9 teams remaining, 25 players left alive. Who is going to get the dub for game number 1? So, MX on that top side at the moment. Actually, I'm surprised how many teams haven't sort of been running the UMP in this one, because it's had a fair bit of a buff, and we have been seeing that a lot lately. But Jay-Z, unfortunately, is going to go head-to-head with Daybot, but unfortunately, he finds a knock and then gets re-knocked himself. It's going to be Action that's putting the pressure on. Oh, no, it was actually Playzone that took him down. Action did manage to find one of the Genesis Dogma players, though, as they were looking to come on in. So it does look like Team UHIGH are now going to be down to just 1. It's just BMX left standing. As zone now starts to sit up nicely. It's going to be no man's land. No one getting that zone. ASTRA look to make the first move. Action has managed to make it on in. But DS, they're going to have a nice rotation in as well, I do believe, as they're coming in from that south eastern side. We've got some of the SG players that are going to be fairly close that they're going to have to contend with. But Snitchell, unfortunately, does go down there for... obviously, Genesis Dogma. So, rejects. Last one standing, Divine. Look, we've got Lapis still left alive, but he is bleeding out at the moment. There might be an opportunity to get that revive. No, it does get denied as he does get thirsted up. So, big names coming out from Divine. Can he hit the mark there on to Team UHIGH? Just BMX. No, BMX is going to get caught out from the other side from ZZP. DS securing themselves another kill. DS coming in pretty strong at the moment. They've got 9 kills already. As we enter the final stages of the match, we've got 6 teams now remaining, 13 players left alive. Does look like DS looking extremely strong with a full 4-man detail. But ZZP managing to just get inside zone as Sporter. Looks to put a few smokes out and push on forward as well. 4 teams now remaining. Divine now goes out to play zone. So that's Rejects going out in 5th position. So, Genesis Dogma coming in from that southern side, looking pretty good as well. But unfortunately, they will be eliminated by DS. DS on the absolute warpath at the moment. Still got 4 left up. As we've got YANGON Galacticos. They've been able to sneak this one in. They had that compound for an extremely long time on that northern side. And actually coming in with pretty good numbers. Action has been taken down. Scry is now the last one standing for ASTRA Academy. So ASTRA Academy will look to try and get that revive into action, but shots come in. And Satan will manage to eliminate ASTRA Academy in 3rd position. 2 teams now remaining. It's going to be a DS going up against YANGON Galacticos. So, Lord, what can he do here? Looks like he's possibly going to try and get a bit of a revive. You can see Sadon in that right-hand corner. It's turned into a little bit of a snake fest for him as he does look to push on in. But YANGON Galacticos looking for a bit of a reset. They're going to leave Lord behind and stay in a position because obviously these guys, they have got zone. They're really looking to split. They're on the low side. So it's a tough call to say whether it is a advantage here. As one of the players from YANGON Galacticos are actually getting themselves up into 5 kills. So these guys, well, we haven't been able to see a lot of them. They have actually been slaying fairly hard. So it's definitely turned into a snake fest as DS look to come in on that top side. Obviously, Satan, he does have a pretty decent angle if he can manage to spot out YANGON Galacticos here. But I do like to see that these guys, they are up on their feet. They know they've got their numbers advantage. It's a 3v2. But DS, they do have a nice split. They might be able to get a surprise knock, and that's really going to even the numbers. But it's turning into a barrage of nades that's coming out now from YANGON Galacticos as they do look to make their way up the hillside. So I'm not 100% sure who's got zone. And AK, he does get caught, but Sadie gives away his position. Tamio returns the favour, does manage to get a knock, and Sporter will be eliminated. That's YANGON Galacticos getting the chicken dinner for game number 1. Obviously, Tamio with 7 kills. Mate, he was on fire. So obviously, a total of 9 there for YANGON Galacticos. But DS, solid performance. With, 13 kills? Sporter with 3. We've got Satan with 4. We've got DS4L with 2. And ZZP with 4. So those guys, they were fairly aggressive when they were coming in to zone, probably from phase 5. And yeah, they were able to get a lot of kills, which I believe if you went by points, they would have actually probably jumped up on top of Yangon Galacticos just because of the other kills. So ASTRA Academy in third position with 5. Action and Pika with 2 each. We've got Scry with 1. We're going to have, obviously, Genesis Dogma, GIDS, in 4th position with 5. So we've got Star with 1. We've got Snissel with, as Nissel with 1. And Daybot with 3. So 5 kills for those guys, obviously. We've got Rejects going out in 5th position, Divine with 2. And I believe this is slot 22 out in 6th position. Obviously, Puka getting a 1 kill for the team there. Team UHIGH going out in 7th position with 5. So we've got, Dude with 1. And we've got, obviously, BMX with 3. And JZ with 1. So we might take a quick break just so that gives me the opportunity to get these sound issues sorted. And we'll come back with game number 2, obviously, of the Pmwi Scrims. This event is obviously hosted by 7 Directions and also Esports Mania. So here we go. Let's have a quick look at this. No surprises there. The MVP of the match, Tamio with 7 kills, 1200 damage. Excellent work coming out from Tamio there. We do have, obviously, Ronak coming in very strong as well, getting themselves into, obviously, the 4 digits for the damage with over 1100. So extremely well done from those guys. They did take the fight earlier on, I believe, in Pachinki, and it was extremely well played. But righto, we might take a short break. We'll see you guys in just a couple of moments.
Yeah, you get that on the big job, Seki. Yeah, I've had to swap the headphones and get a proper microphone installed. I see you're wearing your patented Seki hat as well, which
Yes,
it's business time.
yes. In saying that, I just stuffed up yet again saying that without having my mic on. But anyway, right. So welcome back to game number 2, obviously, of the Esports Mania 7 Directions Pmwi Scrims. So thanks everyone for coming in. Thanks for sticking around as well. So obviously we've got all of the sound issues and all that sort of stuff fixed. We'll be in for a great game number 2. Obviously we're going to be heading to Sandhawk, I believe. Yep, it's definitely looking like we're Sandhawk. We've got the lobby now starting to fill up. Looks like Zeus in the lobby. Unfortunately they couldn't make game 1 as we saw. But it's going to be great to see those guys. But obviously YANGON Galacticos coming in stronger towards the end. They sort of played it pretty smartly and took that compound up to the other north around the crossroads area and were able to hold it down. I know you were obviously trying to fix a couple of technical issues, GanKsy. Did you get to watch the end at all?
Yeah. One of the most impressive things I've ever seen was Sporter from DS Gaming just jumped. He used a McLaren, so he had a team. I think it was. Let me have a quick look. One of the teams. It was. I'm not too sure. It might have been Genesis. DOGMA GIDS was coming out of the blue zone, and he's just jumped into the McLaren and then hopped out the other side to use the McLaren as cover. Now I've seen that in a couple of montages. But seeing it at this level of competition, yeah, DS Gaming definitely a team to watch out for. And you saw that with their kill count as well.
Yeah, it was definitely. I'm fairly confident overall they'll be on top with the points after that match. They were looking, yeah. What was it? 30 kills overall. So what's it? 23 points in the bag. So it's definitely a solid match. Actually, no, there might be 1 point behind because I think YANGON had 9 kills, didn't they? So they would have had 24. Of course, after game number 1.
Well, we don't count style points, but if we did, they'd be at the top of the leaderboard for pulling off some of those moves.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously that's YANGON Galacticos. I haven't had a chance to spot those guys, like to see these guys before. It's my first time catching them. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how they go game 2 and whether they can sort of back it up. But I was just looking at their Wikipedia page. They're from obviously Myanmar, Burma. So obviously a team that, probably a little bit of a region that I haven't seen a lot of teams come from. But looks like they've been fairly established in that region as well, and have had some solid performance. So I'll be keeping a close eye on those guys. But yeah, so just so everyone knows, obviously the sound. It will be fixed for the next match. I'm hearing you guys in the chat, and we'll be all good. But I guess what are you hoping to see out of game 2, Sandhawk, GanKsy?
Oh, Sandhawk Madness. I mean, we'll see what's happening around boot camp, and definitely if there's a fight at Ruins, I always like to see a good old Ruins fight like we saw the other day. But yeah, these new teams like Galacticos coming out of Myanmar. You know, want to see if they can stay consistent. DS Gaming, will they continue to warp up? We saw Valdis to Murder just absolutely destroy the lobby the other day on Sandhawk. So it'll be interesting to see if one of these other teams can have that kind of performance. And we've got Zeus in the mix now, and great to see ASTRA Academy as well today. Like ASTRA Academy, one of my favorite teams at the moment. Definitely one of my top picks to watch out for. Just seeing them in the most recent PMPL South Asia, their rotational gameplay is just like, keep your eye on these guys when you're looking at those map changes with the late game circle shifts. Like they pull some crazy stuff out of the bag and just always manage to get into those late circles, even when they're down to a couple of players. And on top of that, they can frag as well. So it's a great combination to see out there on the battlefield.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess it's pretty unfortunate for those guys coming out of Mongolia. The World Invitational, it's basically based on countries, essentially. So unfortunately, they're not actually going to get to play, and it's going to be Zeus that will be playing.
I wish we could adopt
Mongolia.
ASTRA and have them represent Australia. I thought, if I had the money, I'd fly them all over here, and they could fly. I don't know if they would, but yeah, they could represent us because be so good. I can't wait to see them in more of these international settings because they're, it's not just Zeus. We're starting to see quite a lot of talent coming out of that Mongolian region, and I'm sure there's more to come.
And that's definitely for sure. It was great to see we had A1 Esports in as well. I haven't had the chance to cast them as of late. But yeah, I guess Genesis, Dogma, GIDS, they were a real surprise for me. It's another team that I don't know a great deal about, and I feel like I probably should, to be honest. It looks like, where are they? So they're coming out of Indonesia. Looks like they do have a nice solid lineup and a pretty solid history too when you look at their standings. But yeah, it was good to see Galaxy Racer as well. But I think we'll be getting underway fairly shortly with game number 2. It shouldn't be too far away.
It's so good to I saw Ronak there on the end screen. It's just so good. It feels like we're kind of back to where we were before, seeing all the Indian teams and players back in the mix. I felt like it's just been like part of PUBG Mobile's been missing for a minute, and it's good to see that we're all back together again. And also A1, I haven't seen A1 since PMGC, I believe.
Yep.
And yeah, that's a standout team.
Now I believe we've got some scores to look at. So give me 1 second. Actually, well, just before the game does start, it's not far off getting underway. I think about 90 seconds time we will be getting this one started. But just 2 seconds and we'll check out the scores for game 1. Righto, let's go. Check it out. And of course it was DS that did actually manage to get on top. So they managed to get on top with, sorry, my calculation was wrong. I thought for some reason I was thinking they got 3rd, but they didn't quite clearly. They did manage to get themselves 25 points in the bag. Obviously, YANGON, Galacticos in 2nd position with 24. ASTRA Academy in 3rd with 15. Genesis, Dogma, GIDS in 4th there with 13. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming in 5th with 10. Reject in 6th. Team UHIGH in 7th. Feel like that was a fairly mixed bag. That team. We've got Galaxy Racer in 8th position as well with 6. Obviously, SKYLIGHTZ in 9th with 5, and DRS in 10th with 3. So a few a tough match for Blacklist International. Obviously, losing players early on, and SKYLIGHTZ. We've got in 12th Orange Play. They had rough time in the early stage as well. Geek Fam and of course Zeus. But let's have a quick look. We've got some nice scenic pans happening as we get organised on Sanhok to start the match for game number 2 of the Esports Mania.
It's a beautiful shot there, panning out from the Band Valley.
It is. So, obviously the Pmwi Scrims hosted by Esports Mania, obviously managed by 7 Directions. But a great overview shot there of the Sanhok Islands. Right, so flight path going from in between Cow and Mongai and heading all the way down to Sami GanKsy. So it looks like we've got game sound. Beautiful. Let's go. Hopefully we should have a few little happy campers in the chat, I think, after that one. But DS, they are going to be the first ones to jump on out of the plane. They're going to be heading down towards Cow.
Well, a bit of a split drop as well around that Cow Tap Mo area. They're quite separated. Looks like Paradise Resort is empty today.
It is, I guess, being right at the start of that flight path too. It's somewhere that you expect that's going to be hot, but you know where it's going to be hot? That, of course, is going to be boot camp. So,
yeah.
I don't think you're going to see a ruins fight on this one, but boot camp is definitely going to turn up the heat for this one. Geek Fam, they are going to be one of the teams there. Who else have we got in there? I believe Astra Academy's landed there.
Yeah, Astra Academy signed up, as have Geek Fam from Malaysia. Who else have we got in the mix here?
Action lighting it up as well, getting the knock on to Guerra early on. But SKYLIGHTZ, I believe, also here in the distance. So it does look like, where are we heading now? Oh, we're still on boot camp. We've still got some latecomers in. Right, so it looks like
boot camp's not exactly the place you want to show up. It's not a party you want to show up too late.
definitely not. So Chari from SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, just using the third person peek for the moment, trying to spot out players in the main. But it's good to see ASTRA. They do have all 4 players left up, and it looks like we do have a knock on to Genesis, DOGMA, DIS, and that's coming out from Team 8. So
this is Top Esports. TES is their tag.
Yep, cool. So obviously that's going to be replacing A1 Esports for this match. So of course some of these teams have got prior engagement, so we might see a team or two sort of pop in and out. But Zeus, they're actually in a position that chances are they'll see a few engagements as teams come in from the eastern side.
It's awesome to see Lightning. Lightning is the manager of Zeus playing, although he has gone out early, so the rest of the boys will be getting revenge for the boss.
So AK unfortunately does get caught out by DRS, AJ, and SKYLIGHTZ keeping it fairly tight in boot camp. So I guess we see this happen a fair bit when you do drop at boot camp, that some of these teams end up sort of going to a little bit of a camp mode and not really looking to send it like you probably would in a classic. But it looks like Geek fam, they're looking to actually work their way around to the top side, to the north side for the time being, as we look on up towards DRS. Going to be going up against YANGON GALACTICOS.
The real soldiers.
So Sek might get caught out
in a very tight pattern here.
So Sek trying to hold these guys from DRS back at the moment. Does have support on that backline as the backline pushes right on up. I don't know if pushing it out into the open that's necessarily a smart move though, behind the sort of bollards. But Sek unfortunately is going to get caught from behind. And we might see Insta Thirstingly come out on that one as Lord now about to go head to head. Will he manage to spot out? He finds one. That's going to be Mafia Ninja.
Double return frag comes in.
Beautiful sprays coming out as Tamio unfortunately has been taken down. And unfortunately, you'll see one thirst up DRS. Nima now back up on their feet as AJ looks to, I think, going to return the favour on that one and probably look to get a thirst on.
Yeah, DRS are going to have to be careful here. Lord is putting some work in right now. Goes for the Molotov as well. That might do it. Oh, that was close.
So Nima, last one standing for DRS, while Lord obviously up to about 80%. Nima is going to try and come in from above. Will they find the angle just creeping on up slowly? Lord coming in with a beautiful nade. Perfect! And will eliminate DRS. That was absolutely cooked to perfection. So Team 20. Team Miracle this one is. Scry unfortunately does get caught by Zyx, but unfortunately it's going to be Senator coming in and shooting these guys in the back. And it's going to be Team 20 eliminated in 15th position. So I8 now still locked in this engagement with Zeus, and they will unfortunately lose that one.
Cleaning up there. I've seen quite, I think Xyle may be, I think it might be just Xyle and Godless remaining from Zeus.
Orange play though.
See Abley go out. Yeah, good. Oh no.
Nasty third party coming in right at the right time for Orange players, securing themselves a couple of kills, I believe.
Oh, that is classic Sandhawk there. You know, you finish an engagement and, yeah, unfortunately, the noise just attracts all those other teams. So he's going out 13th place.
So we do have Reject now starting to push through that sort of boot camp crossroads area. We've got Blacklist just on the other side of the river for the time being. There's a potential engagement that may happen there depending on where phase 2 of the match does go. I think, what have we got? About 50 seconds till this next zone does start to close. So a little bit of time.
Yeah, Circle's not giving away too many clues. It's got 3 islands to choose from at this stage. We're not 100% sure where it's going to go. It hasn't hard shifted early games, so there's plenty of options to make as SKYLIGHTZ Gaming gets to confirm.
So,
Onto one of the players of Genesis Dogma.
Team SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, I believe, in front. Slayer will be looking to get that revived, but Krill, it's going to be a hard angle.
Looks like,
So
looks like Top Esports, though, on top. No pun intended.
You know there was a pun intended on that. What are you on about?
It may have been a pun. Okay, I'll admit it.
So we've got Jersey, obviously just trying to creep on up onto Genesis Dogma at the moment, but in saying that, going to be out of grass for the distance. Which could be...
Yeah, it's difficult when you're prone, though, because you can only aim so high, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get the altitude there to get an angle onto Top Esports. Although Team 13, which is going to be Genesis Dogma, they've still got a player just hiding out in the shack.
It's a star. We've still got Nissel left in the match as well. Looks like might be a little bit further away,
Yeah,
but
quite separated. Yeah.
But top, obviously, we've got Krill down at the moment. Will there be able to be a revival? And Slayer, unfortunately, does get confirmed there for SKYLIGHTZ. My apologies, I keep saying that wrong, don't I? But my apologies, SKYLIGHTZ. Right, so we've got Jersey. Now, obviously...
Jersey's been spotted.
He obviously does spot one. Unfortunately, unable to return fire as yet as he looks to get a little bit closer, edging up, trying to get different angles. Still unable to find the shots on.
He's got to worry about Star as well from Genesis Dogma. If he peeks out too far on the other side of that rock, he could get caught out.
So Jersey just slowly peeking every now and then, trying to get a couple of shots on, but unable to do some. Unable to really do any damage, but just keeping that player suppressed for the time being. I guess it's really just a waiting game until we see where this next phase of the match does go. But it's great to see that we've got... the double view happened, but unfortunately it is going to be a rank that will go down. So Jersey managed to follow
there in the end. That was, I think, yeah, he was just waiting for that opportunity, just sending a few taps out to make sure he didn't get the return damage and able to get the knock onto Top Esports.
I guess it surprised me that Pinky, obviously from SKYLIGHTZ, didn't push on over to try and provide some support there. But Eons will manage to find a killer from Vibes. So it looks like we've got a new team in slot 21. Beautiful Vibes. We've got Malik, we've got Praveen, we've got Killer and Jiggle. Love the name Jiggle, but it looks like they are.
Yeah, I like Jiggle too. That's as he Jiggle peak is that his thing. We'll have to stay tuned to find out.
Such a great name with Reject. Obviously, fairly well surrounding these guys at the moment, but Blacklist trying to be a real thorn in their side as Eon's still trying to get some long distance shots in, just tapping away with that QBZ.
Vine getting the confirm there.
Looks like we've still actually got the fights happening in boot camp as well. Action just creeping around.
The Mongolian player, they love walking around with the pan. It's not something I've seen too many other regions do.
How's that nade gonna go? Oh, perfect! Oh, Sun, Pop, both go down. Action really now starting to come into play, living up to his name. ASTRA Academy really just flipping the table on to Orange play. Last one standing at Sky, and in his location is known as well. ASTRA still going to push on up. Unfortunately, will get confirmed there by Action. What a play coming out from ASTRA.
Yeah, Action is a one-man army. He was the MVP of the South Asia PMPL Championship there with a formidable kill count, and you just saw then how he got there. I mean, double knock with the nade straight in there with the M249 to get the third knock, and he's not done yet. He wants the quadra,
and he's gonna
get it.
Beautiful work coming out from Action.
4K on the board for Action. A masterclass in how to win a 2v4 engagement.
In boot camp. So, obviously, Reject. We've got one of Vibes. Unfortunately, Jiggle currently down at the moment on that front line. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to get a revive. Doesn't seem like that's going to be a potential possibility, but big nades coming out. Unfortunately, does go overhead on to Prabin.
Oh, Jiggle's been firsted by Prabin's nade as well. Oh, that is not what you want to see. Reject pushing in.
Oh, we're going to see Duello go down now. It's in with a 1v1, I believe.
Malik. He gets one.
So Divine just dancing around the rock, finds Malik, but Malik will find him first. And unfortunately, that's going to be Rejects eliminated in 11th position as we head back on over towards the mainland of Painan.
Circle's shifting more towards Painan. Yeah, just to the north, just to the south of Painan.
It's a
Blacklist, they'll have to get a move on it, possibly up the hill.
Still a few teams to come in from behind as well from that northwestern island. But it really is sort of the trifecta between Quarry Bootcamp and Painan, I feel, where this zone is going to go. It could head on over to the western side, but I think it's probably more likely to sort of hit the main island for the time being. But
well, if I had $1 for every time zone went to Quarry,
yeah, that
maybe it'll go to boot camp.
That is true. Obviously,
it'd be fun to watch.
So Unite coming in from Painan, I think they're going to be one to watch in the later stages. Obviously, we watched a match the other day where they absolutely slayed. I'm looking to see those guys turn it up a notch and get fairly aggressive.
Yeah, Seki, when they turn the taps on, I mean, they can get double digits pretty easily, but they can be hit and miss. So they're kind of an all or nothing team. So, is this going to be that game for them?
Yeah, well, it's definitely a great pivot point Painan to sort of push out for this zone, but action, unfortunately, is fouled by Prabin, and will go down. He's out in the open at the moment. Will they be able to get that revive? It does look like Sinner should be able to get that revive coming out.
Yeah, he was knocked from the ridge to the south. Yeah, Prabin up there on the roof of that double compound. So yeah, he should get revived safely.
But zone obviously
centering up.
Yeah, centering up nicely. So we've still got a bit of Quarry, a bit of Boot Camp, and a bit of Painan. What's your flavour, really? Which way is the next zone going to go?
I'm voting for Painan.
You're voting for Painan. You love the angles coming out from Painan. There's so many different angles there, and it's not something you see that often. But DS now starting to push towards centre zone as well. It does look like we've got SKYLIGHTZ that is already there as well. But game number 1 winners, YANGON GALACTICOS, now starting to come in from that northeastern side. They're going to be fairly uncontested. They've got an airdrop in front if they do really want to try and get looted up. But it's going to be interesting to see where they do head from here.
Yes, gaming a little quieter this game, coming off the back of a huge kill count in game number 1. No kills so far, but a full 4-man squad and plenty of time left and players in the lobby to pick up a few kills.
So still a few teams leaving it fairly late to come in from that northwestern island. I think it's going to be fairly struggle town for the likes of Star there. From
especially with Blacklist down there at the crossroads.
Yeah, life could be fairly tough, but Jersey obviously from SKYLIGHTZ just holding down that centre zone position. Obviously, just trying to assess whether anyone is trying to push on in on to their turf. But top Esports now in the sights of Star from Genesis DOGMA GIDS. So not going to take shots. Doesn't want to get caught out, but shots are coming in from the other side. So Nissel will take. Rake is going to get caught out here by Star. Does manage to get over that ridgeline, but unfortunately he's getting pinched. I believe just got eliminated from the other side. It is so obviously.
Wow, look at that 2-2 split from both sides of the river. That's beautiful.
Was beautiful positioning there. Obviously, Star was able to relay that information. Star didn't want to give away that position, get caught out, and Gay kept out inside of zone, while Nissa was already in a position to put the pressure on and essentially get the pinch on.
That was a very well thought out play there. You saw the trigger discipline coming in from Star. And yes, Smithel, when he opened the door to the engagement and Top Esports just focused on him on the other side of the river, Star came in from behind and just cleaned them up.
So Unite are still just holding steady in Painan for the time being. Obviously, Galaxy Racer just to the south of SKYLIGHTZ for the time being, but it is the crossroady area that looks like it's going to be fairly busy as Genesis DOGMA do look to push up the hillside. What a shift as well, zone going way down south.
There's a little bit of Pioneer, not as much as I asked for, but there's no quarry, and hey, I'll take that.
So Nissel unfortunately is going to be found by Pmwi and will go down. I'm not sure if that revive's going to be able to come out either, with Star still out in the water, still a little bit of a distance away. I'm not sure if it's worth trying to push through Vibes to get into zone. So Nissel obviously getting first up there. That is going to mean that obviously that Star's going to be left all in the lonesome to push in with that blue zone on a fair way out. But DS now lining up to push into zone. They've got themselves some vehicles and they are going to roll in hot and heavy.
Yeah, I mean, hey, full sending a compound into McLaren, style points for days.
Life's good. You do that in real life. But Pinky from SKYLIGHTZ now trying to hold these guys back. ZZP, I believe, just managed to find one. No, it was actually Satan that did manage to find one. SKYLIGHTZ.
Yeah, Jersey with the refrag there, though.
So Jersey, last one standing here, will be looking to hold back DS as his missile pushes in, goes headlong in. He does get found. Jersey, unfortunately, he's going to be absolutely steamrolled there, though, by Satan. Unfortunately, will be eliminated in about 8th position. 7 teams now remaining, 20 players left alive. Who's going to get the chicken dinner for game 2?
Yeah, ASTRA Academy going out there to YANGON GALACTICOS.
So, yeah, YANGON GALACTICOS. They should be coming in pretty well. I don't think... Have they had much of engagement? How are they numbers-wise? Looks like they've only got 2 left up at the moment. Tamio... That's right, they took that early fight, didn't they? So Tamio and Law, the 2 are left up. Looks like they might actually end up running into ZZP here from DS. But they've got the big Don. They've got the Groza missile. Unfortunately, was just dropped. Oh, Tamio. Unfortunately, does go down, though. It's going to be ZZP with the UMP beating out the Groza.
Lord... I think, yeah, I know. The UMP buff is just incredible at the moment. Yeah, Lord only remember remaining, and down he goes to ZZP DS Gaming.
YANGON GALACTICOS eliminated, obviously in 7th position. 6
in
teams
a bit
there
of trouble. Yeah, DS Gaming in a bit of trouble. I think just as we switched off, I saw a cut. Yeah, there's quite a few of them are knocked, and ZZP may be the last remaining player.
But Unite, obviously,
at
the moment,
there was one. They've got.
It is looking like it's their game with that zone going their direction. We might have Galaxy Racer that'll push in for the north, but it's all happening now. Pi, Nan, Blacklist will be going up against Vibes. Malik, I believe the last one standing now for Vibes. So maybe able to get that revive, but there's not going to be a lot of time. What is it? 7 seconds till this zone's going to start closing. So they really need to get that revive happening right now or cut their losses.
Yeah, United. I mean, they got lucky when it shifted to Pioneer, but they made a good move heading to that compound. They're basically the only team that's set up in zone right now. They can just sit there and pepper teams coming in.
Righto. So we've got Unite losing 1 in the final stages as Malik. He's going to find one there as well, but outside in the blue. They are going to need to get in front of that one, but it's going to be Galaxy Racers now going up against Star. Star doesn't manage to get a heal on. Rocks doing the dance, but unfortunately will be taken down and will be thirsted straight up as well. That's going to be Genesis DOGMA getting themselves another kill in the bag with 3.
Now, if he goes for a heal strat here, he may be able to pick up a few more placement points.
So Malik just managing to get into zone, and zone guys go up to the north. Galaxy Racer, I believe. Racer, obviously.
Big nade coming out of United.
Huge nade. So ZZP trying to get shots on as DS looks to come in from that eastern side. Team 19, that's Galaxy Racer, obviously. At the moment, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, Genesis DOGMA, I think he's out of first aids. He's heading in from the blue now. He's got to be careful he doesn't get caught.
He has just managed to make it inside that blue zone, though. He might be able to snake it up and at least pull another couple of positions. But we've got 4 teams now remaining, 10 players left alive.
Circle shifts to the north. United have to make a move.
Sinister
Looks
coming
like
in.
Galaxy.
Great angles.
Galaxy Races are looking like they're in the driver's seat of this late game Sandhawk match number 2. DS Gaming falling 1 by 1.
Mate, Jordan, he is on fire at the moment. Big Nades, unfortunately, does take him down. That's going to be the end of Galaxy Racer.
CGP says,
Nah.
maybe not. It's down to 2 teams. It's United up against DS Gaming. Can ZZP do it?
It's going to take an epic clutch up. As he does
Not
lots
a
of
read
put
on
press
his
back
position.
on. So has Zone gone in his direction though? That's the real question. It does look like we've got a big split coming out from United. It's going to be a relatively low kill game from those guys, and they will take the chicken dinner for game number 2. So a total of 6 kills for obviously United.
Yeah, a little more reserved gameplay than what we've seen previously with United. I mean, we've seen them either go out early or finish up strong with double-digit kills. But this is more balanced gameplay. They've got a few kills and the chicken dinner. So yeah, they managed to rotate well in this game, and they did get lucky with the shift. But yeah, hopefully we can see some more consistent play from them in the third match.
So DS second position with 5, Satan with 2. Yes, it's a P obviously with 3. And I guess when it comes to rotations, I feel like Galaxy Racer, they were pretty solid. And so that the MVP of the match was actually Action after we saw him do that 1v4 in a boot camp with 527 damage.
No surprises. No surprises there. I mean, I don't know how the game knows, but I appreciate it. But yeah, that double knock with the nade on the stairs. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. And then, flicks around with the M249 and yeah, he got the 4 kills.
Yeah, perfectly executed gameplay coming out from Action. But Malik getting, I think, 1100 damage as well from Vibe. So definitely put in a ton of work. Is it 2 kills on that one? I think, is that what that says in the second column?
Not 100% sure. I can look it up.
Got to remember. But anyway, it's all right. We'll keep on moving through anyway. As we've got one more game. Tamar obviously making it in as well from Uni. Obviously coming in strong towards the end. I think 4,000 meters travelled. Is that correct? I think that's what that number is. But yeah, obviously very well played. Very smartly played coming out from Unite. And on that note, I think we'll go to a quick break. We'll be back very soon with game number 3, obviously, the third and final match of the Pmwi Scrims, obviously hosted by Esports Mania and 7 Direction. Righto, we are back with game number 3. As you can see, the lobby was starting to really get full, so it won't be too long until we do get underway. Obviously, a bit of a recap of what we did see in games 1 and 2. Obviously, YANGON Galacticos all the way from Myanmar in the chicken dinner in game number 1, but obviously DS, they did manage to get up points-wise, so they were looking pretty good, but DS really come into play as well in game 2, but showing that they can be extremely consistent. They did get second, they did get the chicken dinner, but I think points-wise, they are definitely going to be looking extremely solid. Obviously, of course, that win going to Unite from Japan. But yeah, obviously, game number 3 coming up very soon. It is going to be Miramar. So it's going to be good to see how these teams do handle. What's your hopes and dreams when we go to the sunny sands of Miramar, GanKsy?
I'd like to see Zone go to that island in the bottom right corner of the map.
Oh, they got like 3 to choose from as well, so.
The resorts, yeah, that'd be fun.
Well, in saying that, I'd be quite happy for the sadistic nature, I guess. Even if it went down towards like Los Higos onto that island, that always turns into absolute bedlam as well.
Prison, yeah. Have you ever seen a Zone go to prison?
Yeah, yep.
Really?
I think I've seen that island happen about probably 3 or 4 times. I'd say.
3 or 4, I'm jealous. I don't think I've ever played in a Zone.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played. I think I've seen it go to Valdemar.
Yep.
I've seen it go to Valdemar, but I haven't seen it go down to prison, south. And it looks like such a fun place to have a final circle.
I know.
That area. Like,
it ends up being such a scramble for all the teams to sort of get down in that sort of region.
Yeah, I really wish that island was somehow pushed for, like, if there was some way, I don't know, you have to redraw the entire map, but yeah, if that feature of the map was a little bit, closer to the center, and you did see a bit more action there, because just the layout with the bridges, that, the bridges are always fun to see come into play on Erangel. You just don't really see them come into play on Miramar that often, unless there is a team does land in Los Higos, and there's another team that might gatekeep them on the other side. But yeah, this is
I
definitely guess a map for snipe. Sorry, go on.
No, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say, I guess it's good that you've got the variety, though, as in all 3 maps have sort of all got different styles, where obviously you've got those choke points with the rivers that are a lot different to, I guess, the bridge play that you sort of need on a wrangle, if that makes sense. It does end up being a sort of real different style of play as you sort of tackle those real choke points. I guess Miramar's probably a little bit different, those choke points, and more so actually the hills and obviously the sort of massive rock faces, all the cliffs and all that kind of stuff that you do get as well. But
Miramar has quite a lot of variety. Yeah, you could have a Los Leones final circle where you've just got 10 to 15 teams in that city, and just fighting over a very limited amount of real estate. Or you have these zones that go in these valleys, and people are just hiding behind hay bales, and it's certainly got a variety. But we've got a nice view here of the cliffs, and yeah, hopefully we'll see a zone come down this way.
Yeah, it'd be good if we do see that happen, but obviously we are getting game number 3 now underway, and that flight path is a nice central flight path going from the east to west. So a lot of teams, I feel like they're going to be able to get their chosen drop spots, that's for sure, when it comes to this zone.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for anything better than that. I mean, it's straight across the middle. Lot of the big cities in play. Even El Pozo's fairly reachable. You can see SKYLIGHTZ Gaming looking like they're going to head up towards El Azahar, and uncontested as well by the looks of it.
There's not too many teams dropping up to the northern side. Does look like DS, they're out, and they're going to be heading out towards sort of Hacienda del Patron, maybe water treatment out in that area. Obviously, rejects dropping around the Minas Generalis area, and they could possibly end up running into some of the top esports players. You see Sarah is actually very close to Krill at the moment, as they do look to land. But I think it's Orange Play and I8 that are going to be heading down to Los Leones. That there's a fair likelihood that we're going to see a lot of action. But I believe we're going to be switching over to Picardo straight up.
Yeah, and we've got Zeus Esports and Vibes in the ably already getting knocked.
Action on
ASTRA
and Co here too.
Academy in the mix as well.
Lightning unfortunately does get caught out and will be finished off there by Killer with the pump shotgun. But it's a fight for the stadium at the moment. Praveen unfortunately is going to get caught. Will go down after getting the confirm on to Averly. It does look like we've got Orange also still going at it with IA, but Killer now trying to find the remaining players of ASTRA Academy. ASTRA Academy is still 3 men strong, as we do have Team Miracle over in the distance in the Reds as well. Killer goes headlong in. Does get a lot of shots on, but unfortunately doesn't manage to get a knock, but he is getting chased down by the VSS.
I think he's bitten off a little bit more than he could chew. He does manage to get one knocked.
So Action.
That's 2.
Action will manage to finish off Killer there. Vibes losing yet another member, but ZYX come 1. Now looking to spot these guys out. Now's the time to push as well with ASTRA. Fairly hurt. Gio also gets found out.
Is that Vibes finished, or have they still got one more player remaining? I think that's Vibes out.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. It looks like, obviously, I8 Orange really starting to go at it, though, down at Los Leones, isn't it? It is a Crypto, unfortunately, down at the moment.
Genesis as well in there, in Picardo. Meanwhile, yeah, in...
So, Zykes, or switching back over to Zykes, we're still at Picardo for the moment. Doesn't look like we do have, obviously, Genesis Dogma over on the far side, starting to push up. It's Nissel. See if we is going to run in to Garrett Day. So he's got a fair indication of the players there. Cooks the nade.
That's where he is.
Beautiful nade too. Does manage to take Garrett down to about 30%. Looks to get a second on
his health bar. If he gets the other nade in there too, that could seal the deal. Or...
Don't think that was a actual nade. No, I think it was a smoke.
That might have been a smoke.
It was, but Sunsun does manage to take down Johnny back in the distance. It looks like I8 might have almost been eliminated in Los Leones. Looking at the map. So DRS pretty close to YANGON, as well as YANGON Galacticos down towards Monte Nuevo. It does look like they're actually on the hunt, leaving El Pozo to push on down. So Gera starting to get a little bit isolated at the moment. You do have Zyg that's got a bit of an overwatch, but it's on the wrong side. It's not going to be able to provide a lot of support here.
Genesis Dogma also with players. He may have an angle through here, but he's
in a tough spot. As you can see, Star has managed to push up into the opposing red.
A hard place here.
So Nissel, I'd say, will be revived in just a moment. We do have, obviously, another, I think it's Nick, Nick Boy pushing on up for Team Miracle.
We've still got ASTRA Academy here, and yeah, it looks like they've grabbed some vehicles, they're looted up. We've also got Chari from SKYLIGHTZ Gaming entering the mix, and he's got a nice angle there on one of the players from ASTRA Academy up there on the roof of the Picardo Arena.
Will Chari be able to get that knock? In saying that, Action is actually creeping their way around. It could be a surprise knock about to come out.
Does Action know he's there?
I don't think he does, but if he pushes over, this could be a disaster.
Oh, no.
Chari about to push on up. Action gets caught. Oh, support comes in, though, from Senator. So it's just a simple trade-off as Chari goes down after taking down Action. So Senator really using that high ground position. Unfortunately, able to get it confirmed.
Action getting confirmed, though.
Ooh,
that means he...
I think that was from Team Miracle too, wasn't it?
Good reaction there from Senator. He's a new addition to ASTRA Academy since the PMPL.
So really, it's fights on two fronts at the moment here in Picardo. Obviously, Team 14 SKYLIGHTZ now looking to push on through, but you got to fight down on that south side, obviously, with Genesis Dogma. happening at the moment. Saying that, hold on, is that still Godless was just eliminated there, so Zeus was still in the mix here, but possibly sorry, like down south. Big nades coming out as Mr. Borrow does go down to sec from YANGON Galacticos as we push over towards Monte Nuevo. DRS Nima now looking to get a revive onto Mr. Borrow, I believe, putting out a bit of a defensive smoke for the time being, so Mr. Borrow can push back into that building, but Tamio setting frag out high in game number 1. He pushes in with the VSS. Surprising choice of weapon. Unfortunately, he's going to go down.
Confirmed as well. Yeah, interesting choice. It can work in CQC, but not every time.
Well, that's 2 players we've seen do it. And I guess it really surprises me that it's been in the... or how far in are we? 7 minutes in. So they've had a little bit of time to loot up. They should have probably been able to get maybe possibly a better weapon than that for the close quarter combat, but it doesn't seem like it's the case.
Lord, with a decent angle onto DRS, if he could slot a nade in there, he could get something done. He has to be careful, quite separated. Meanwhile, back in Picardo, we've got the 4-way battle between Genesis, Dogma,
Team Miracle.
20. We still have ASTRA Academy in here and Skylight Gaming. Skylight Gaming still here, or have they shifted away?
No, they are still there on that western side, I do believe. But it does look like YANGON Galacticos. Unfortunately, they are going to be eliminated by DRS. They'll be going out in 14th position. DRS obviously becoming the kings of Monte Nuevo. But Uni, they're going to be forced to take an early fight on this one as Rejects have pushed into their combat divide on that front line. Unfortunately, he is going to go down after a trade-off. Duello managed to get that confirmed with the Tommy. As we push up towards water treatment. So we're in for an extremely northerly zone at this one. So zone pretty much setting up around water treatment there. So
I saw ASTRA Academy getting a couple of knocks there in the kill feed onto Genesis.
So ASTRA out on that northern, or more so probably western side. Now looking to push on our one to get spotted by Boom. It's going to be Scry. A few shots on, but not enough to get a knock. He does decide he is going to go in for the nade battle here, but it's going to be shots coming over the top from Pinker that will take Booms down, and Nate comes in and will tag him up a little bit. Scry looks to go for the instant confirm and will get, obviously, Genesis Dogma down another player. So Divine forced to take the fight. Or Rejects goes for the drop shot. Big drop shots coming in. Does manage to get Uni
drop shot there.
Down.
Peace.
P.I.
Needs to put some pressure onto Reject to help get that revive on. Goes for a drop shot as well.
Peace is going to go down. PIR does manage to get Tama back up on their feet, but obviously going to need to put the pressure on so Tama can get that revive.
He's going to have to rotate around the side.
No, you're on the heel on, but he is going to get caught out yet again. But in saying that was a trade-off, PIR, what can he do here? Can he clutch this one up? He goes headlong in. Unfortunately, he's going to be finished off by Duello. That's going to be a Unite finish. Done and dusted in 12th position.
ASTRA Academy in a lot of trouble. I think they're just down to Scry. Caught off guard and possibly getting a little bit too over-aggressive. Scry will go for the revive. So risky play there. Senator on a Skerrick of health. Can he get the revive off? Oh, look at that. Look at that health bar. Or the lack of it.
Extremely lack of it. So saying that, looks like we've got someone actually over near DRS as well at Monte Nuevo. They're out in the blue there at the moment. Rankin now goes down to ZZP. Unfortunately, will be confirmed as well for DS. So DS now starting to really come into play. As zone continues to trend up north. It's closest to centre to Le Cobb at the moment, a little bit to the east. So
he's got the revive on Senator.
Beautiful revive coming out.
Yeah, good support there coming out from Scry.
So, righto, so it's going to be Team 19, Galaxy Racer. They come out on top, and I believe they've absolutely smashed DRS. Then how many we got left for our DRS in front? Mr. Morrow now forced to take the fight, push it on up. Doesn't manage to find Rhoda. Rhoda goes down. The Rocks will go down to Dima on that back line. Mr. Burrow looks to go for a heel off, but he's going to go in for the or decides to go in for the push instead. Will go down. Jordan super low though. Look at these guys from DRS.
Guys, in comes the cavalry. Jordan able to get a heel off.
How's that nade looking though? It doesn't look like it's going to be managed to avoid it. Ronak.
Not sure with the new update. Hard to see the health bar, but I don't think it hit this next one.
So Nima looking
it does take Nima down to half HP.
Put the pressure back on. Looks like he's going to pull back and get a heel off before continuing to take the fight. That's going to allow Galaxy Racer the opportunity to get a revive, I believe. Unfortunately, Mr. Borrow does bleed out in the process. Rodak pops up. Nima going head along in now, tries to push on up, but we do have Galaxy Racer with that high ground, but it is going to be Jordan that will manage to finish off a DRS. They'll go out in 9th position.
That was so close, even with the weapon swap, not enough for Galaxy Racers. Duello down and out in the kill feed. Is that reject?
Still have Divine that have pushed obviously close towards a center zone for the time being. We've got SKYLIGHTZ, I believe, not too far away. Obviously, an airdrop in between. It looks like DS, they're going to try and sort of ride the blue in for this one. They do have a little bit of company coming in from the other southern side. It's going to be, of course, Top Esports trying to spot them out for the time being. So
yeah, zone is heading very north. That is a extremely northern zone. Top Esports just scouting this compound, just making sure there's no one in it. I think that is DS Gaming in there.
I think the zone sort of heard what I was talking about earlier on, going way down south, and just on now we'll flip the coin, we'll go the other way. We'll try and go right on the north side.
Yeah, it's going to end up in Oasis. And now that we say that, it's going to hard shift to Craterfields.
Yeah, it's saying that.
DS Gaming, very quiet this game. They currently should be sitting on top of the leaderboard in the overall rankings, but only 1 kill so far, but all 4 players still standing.
So Orange play now starting to move on up closer towards center zone. Obviously, Blacklist fairly close by, but they're going to choose to stay in a bit of a valley for the time being, just out to the east of Crater Fields.
Risky. This is risky play, Seki. 3 players in a Murado.
It's extremely risky.
That can't end well.
Ooh, big shots come out. Young does go down. Krill looks to get smokes out as DS. Now got a nice split. They've got a nice flank coming out on to these guys, and they are looking to capitalise on this straight away. You can see all those players just trying to wrap around.
Look how quickly Sporter just went in for the flank. DS Gaming really know how to take advantage of any opportunity.
So Yang now back up on his feet. James getting tagged up from the other side. It's going to be Missile that will find one. ZZP looks to push on over and does manage to get the finish off. That's going to mean the top go out in 8th position. We've got 24 players left alive. 7 teams remaining in phase 2 of the match.
That squad wipe was just clinical. I mean, they all separated and took different angles, and Top Esports just had nowhere to go.
It's definitely a real strat, though, that you can only sort of do up probably until about phase 2. After that, I think the teams become too far compressed to do so. It becomes a real risky play. But look at that zone. It's trending towards what we were just talking about. Obviously, Oasis.
Look, could go to Oasis.
Obviously, you've got a massive sort of crossroad valley in the middle of the zone. If that's where it does end up, that's going to be an extremely tough zone to hold down. You do have a compound in the middle. Who's going to be the first on the push there? But Orange play now starting to engage with Blacklist International. Still outside the zone.
Yeah, they're under heavy fire from which team is this? ORGs.
Orange play.
Orange play.
Yep.
Where is this? Ah, from Cambodia. Interesting.
So we've got Orange players still just trying to hold down this compound. Will they start to move on out? We've got 50 seconds until this next zone does start to close. They're just sort of getting a lot of love taps happening at the moment, but not seeing too many knocks as Clue obviously engaging with Sun. Just dancing around, they aren't able to find each other enough to get a knock on.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of pressure onto Blacklist International because they have that high ground position. They're trying to stop Blacklist from rotating out in their vehicles, which is a good move, but it looks like Blacklist are managing to get out.
It does look like Blacklist are going to try and come in more so on the north, which I think is obviously a fairly smart rotation, considering that flight path was pretty much in the middle. So most of the teams you'd have to assume were coming in from that southern side. So they will look to enter on a side that's a lot less occupied. But Divine now taking a few pot shots to see what's happened with the Scar. Unfortunately, unable to find anyone from Orange players. They do. Ooh, getting a couple of taps on.
Let's get a one-hit marker off one of the players from Orange play. It's a smart play as a solo as well. Some people would think, oh, I'm just going to sit here and not make a lot of noise, but he's actually trying to scare them away as well a little bit.
So Blacklist, fortunately, rolling into fire. That was a beautiful nade on the rocks. Is that going to hit the mark? It's going to catch him out. Does he catch him out? No, it doesn't. Rocks will now push in. We'll find one. Blur fights back. Rocks now in the middle of the building will look support on that back line, but Ronak pushes in and does take Alas down. That means Blacklist International, they're in a lot of trouble here. I believe we've got one that's actually inside zone and won't be looking to get the revive. So Eons and Clue, sorry, that are still left up. So it's two left standing. We've got
still have a couple of players off, and yeah, Aeon is just on the periphery here.
But we'll look to disengage now. Pushing the zone. Clue, obviously inside zone now. We'll look to return the favour and put the pressure back on to GALACTICOS Racers. They're trying to make their way in the northern side. Zone now going back down south, more so to the crossroads area. It's a big valley. It's going to be a tough one. This the final stage.
Yeah, and not a single team in that compound. I'm sure one of these teams is eventually going to realise that is for the taking. DS Gaming.
Going up against SKYLIGHTZ yet again. Missile on the far side in the sights of Just Dold. Oh, sorry, Just Suet. So Chari gets dropped. They will look to get that revive. Trying to get a couple of smokes on.
Pressure off DS Gaming, and they should be able to get the revive in onto ZZP. If they can slot a good nade in, that's really going to open the door for them cleaning up this engagement.
I guess, to me, that was a good showing of how difficult Miramar can be with such high inclines with the lazy smoke. Do you see how far it bounced after not landing on the mark? Or sort of hit the mark where he wanted to go, but then the bounce went that far away. That shows how difficult it is to get nades on as they do look to just go into a nade battle. As Chari now goes down a missile as he comes over the high side.
Yeah, I see BIGETRON really cook their nades to perfection on Miramar, and it pays off. Missile over the top.
Just do it, goes
out,
down.
Just do it. And that is SKYLIGHTZ Gaming out in 6th position. And DS Gaming, 4 players, 7 kills. Looking into the late game here on game number 3, Miramar.
So the other SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, they've pushed up to, what do we call this? Probably the cliff face. So that still Smithy. How was that?
Oh,
the bait out.
Don't celebrate. Yeah, just dancing in the rain of gunfire coming from down below, and not too worried about his armor either.
But the A-dub's in play from Slayer. I think he actually just managed to get a knock from that by baiting. Self-Smithy was baiting him out so they would peek and take the shot. And then Slayer was there to take the shot when they peeked out. And I'm pretty sure it paid off. They did get a knock onto one of the
Oh,
Blacklist
with the
international
so
players.
he was
Yeah,
baiting
yeah,
with the
yeah,
dance. Okay, it's a bit of a psychological play there
yeah.
coming out from SKYLIGHTZ. Like, just look over here. Don't worry about the AWM.
So Ian's going to go down from the other side now. From Astrox, from Orange Player Zone, and continues to go away from absolutely everyone.
Not a
DS.
single team in compound.
DS managing to get that eastern side of the zone, and they're going to be able to push on in uncontested.
I think DS are going to win it. I mean, they've got 4 players up. Look at the positioning they have in zone.
Orange play now, looking to go in for the push. They're going to try and finish off a Blacklist International Tyra. Going with a beautiful nade. Will manage to take down one. And Clue goes down back to the 8 up. I think it was the... might have been the kill feed actually catching up at Pop-Off. Astrox, the last 2 up. Tyra. Can he hold this one down? He's got himself smoked up nicely. He does have cover where he is, but the pre-fire comes out. He will be eliminated. Blacklist going out in 5th position.
Yeah, they definitely aim for the smoke. There now, SKYLIGHTZ game is missing a tie, but that should be enough to get him downhill in the buggy as he makes his rotation into zone with 20 seconds left on the clock. DS Gaming looking like they're in a very strong position as I believe that's GALACTICOS Racers just down the hill from DS Gaming.
The GALACTICOS are looking pretty good there, to be honest, as in that they have managed to get across that road.
Ronak's just been taken out and Satan's got him in his sights.
If they can get themselves in cover and get that reset, I feel like they're going to be in a pretty good position here, but that's a big call as well. Still got 2 yet to get in as SKYLIGHTZ now look to make them move into zone. They do manage to take that compound that we've talked so much about.
Very exposed though to SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. If SKYLIGHTZ Gaming look over there.
So I'm really curious about what Sel Smithy's role is at the moment. After not really seeing a lot of shots coming out, but a lot of baiting out. Do we just call him a bait at the moment? That's what he looks to be doing.
This is a new pro strategy that we're seeing right in front of our eyes. Like, yeah, the bait.
Oh,
you have your IGL, your sniper, your assaulter, and your baiter.
Seems to be the case. But Orange play really struggling to get into the zone. Obviously, Sky in now. Last one standing does manage to get just inside the blue, but it's tough times at the moment for Sky in.
Yeah, it looks like DS Gaming, they've got the high ground and just cleaning up with it. Border has a read on Nin play.
So DS still controlling this next zone as well. One either side and one in the middle. What more could you ask for when it comes to positioning and high ground as they put the pressure back on to Galaxy Racer coming from the
though just went down to the AWM from Slayer. Slayer has been absolutely going off with the big dog AWM in this game so far, and that may give SKYLIGHTZ Gaming the breathing room they need to get into this late stage circle.
Does look like it's going to be the case, and they're actually going to push right up. Or they might actually nearly get in front of Galaxy Racer here. If they could do that and then have the couple coming in from behind, it could really put the pinch on. Sky in now in the sights of Jersey from Orange play. Will he manage to make it in and get another position for the team?
Jordan.
What a great reaction coming out from Sel Mithy.
Yeah, that instant flick there. Spots out another. Ronak in his sights as well. But SKYLIGHTZ Gaming down to 1 player.
As with, I believe, Galaxy Racer also on the same spot. Rocks
just got taken out. Oh, DS Gaming.
Game, set, match, that one. Played to perfection.
To perfection. I mean, they got lucky with the zone shift, but they knew what they were doing when they got those shifts.
Mate, how was that? Yeah. DS Gaming tonight, they were just absolutely insane. Obviously, super consistent. Game 1, they did get the chicken dinner, obviously, but they got the top spot in with the points wise. So obviously, it's game 2, they got second, and in game 3, they finally managed to grab that chicken dinner. So what was that? Two seconds in the first. Surely they've got a main, especially
points.
Yeah, especially considering that most of the games, I believe they had double digits too, wasn't it, for the kills?
And that's that's the kind of consistency we want to see across all of the maps as well in terms of placement. And it's not that they can definitely frag as we've seen.
So yeah, obviously extremely great games coming out from
Astro play from Orange play getting the MVP there, just as we saw the end screen.
Yeah, obviously Orange. It was really struggle town, I guess, towards the end stages after it was just skied in, left up, and once that vehicle was done, it was always going to be a struggle to run across that open field just to get in, pretty much. Yeah, I guess the guys from Galaxy Racer was just too much of struggle town. DS had that high ground advantage, and they weren't able to push across from that northern side. I like that they did get the two across early on, but they probably just didn't have enough cover out to the western side. Maybe if they had to push a little bit further around to the east, where they wouldn't have had so many sight lines coming in from SKYLIGHTZ, might have been a little bit of a different story. But obviously, excellent games coming out from DS Gaming tonight. Awesome work. So I think we'll take another quick break because we'll have the scores coming up fairly soon. I believe they're currently working on them, so we'll see who did manage to come out on top. But yeah, obviously, what can you say with DS tonight? They're definitely going to be a real contender with the PMWI coming up in just a few days' time.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what else these guys have got in the bag. I mean, from game number one, seeing Sporter jumping into the McLaren just to jump out the other side and use that vehicle to get a better angle. I knew something, something was working tonight for these guys, and we've seen it in all three maps: high placement, high kills. Their reaction to engagements and circle shifts, is showing that they're able to meet this caliber of gameplay with all these international teams.
Yeah, and of course it's a different story when it does come to sort of game day to a big tournament as opposed to scrims. Not everyone's going to want to give away all the sort of top strats and all that kind of stuff when you're just playing scrims. It is more about assessing the situation. So who knows? It still could be anyone's game when we do get to the PMWI. But yeah, on that note, we'll take a short break. We'll get the scores all calculated for you guys, and we'll see you guys very, very soon.